Yo guys, what's going on? My name is HackingIsFreedom and welcome to the 15th episode of What Was Cut, a series where we take a look at what exactly was cut from our favorite games. Today we're going to be talking about GTA 4. This is basically where GTA Online started, and I have so many good memories of playing free mode with my buddies for hours on end, doing glitches, races, demo derbies, you name it. This is also where my strong love for modding came from, as I've been a console player all my life, so I really only had ISO and PS3 jailbreak mods for GTA. And don't get me wrong, those were fun too, but it obviously didn't compare to the modding scene on PC. Most of my computers all my life were just barely able to play Minecraft, and you can easily see that in my older videos. Anywho, let's go bowling with Roman and figure out what was cut. First up are the textures, and surprisingly, we don't have as many as you may think. This first texture is for a silenced version of the Glock pistol. It's quite surprising that this didn't make it into the game, as it also has sound files, which we'll get to later. If this pistol did make it to the game, however, it would have been the only silenced weapon in the entire game. These two textures were meant for some sort of testing. I know the one on the right is a texture for bump mapping, but I'm not sure what the other one was used for. Perhaps it was a test for 8-way movement? In the Ballad of Gay Tony DLC, apparently you were once able to play darts with Brucey, Maury, and Tony, as all three of their names can be found in the files for the darts minigame, obviously suggesting this was cut pretty late in development. This texture here is supposed to be used as a billboard advertisement somewhere in Liberty City. These two textures were going to be used as map icons for two cut game mechanics, those being boat tours, which would have worked just like the helicopter tours, but obviously with a boat, and the other was for buying things at a convenience store, very similar to GTA 5. This was obviously cut late in development as well, as there's still 24/7 marts located all around Liberty City, although they don't have an interior. This texture was used as a temporary texture for the various whiskey bottles in-game. This texture is of a worker for the earlier version of the Superstar Cafe, when it was still called the Rockstar Cafe. We'll be seeing more of this cafe later in the video. These three pictures were apparently used as placeholder images for your cell phone contacts. Sadly, there's no indication of who these pictures were tied to. This texture sheet here I find pretty interesting. It seems Rockstar wanted to keep the same brand of fast food burgers from GTA 3, as Burger Shot was originally named Blimp Burger. Mr. Tasty seems to also use its GTA 3 name Mr. Whoopi, and you can see a logo for the cut fast food chain Ping, which we'll talk more about later. These textures here are all leftovers from GTA San Andreas. There's not much to say about them really, other than they were most likely used as placeholders. These next textures I'm going to be talking about all relate to the Cut Z Resurrection game mode, which was going to be Rockstar's stab at a zombies minigame. I'm going to assume this would have played similar to the zombies minigame featured in Saints Row 2. Anyway, we have an AK-47 with some ammo, an Uzi with some ammo, a revolver with some ammo, a grenade, some targets, one with a reticle, a health icon, some zombie scratches, presumably for when you got hit by a zombie. This texture was used as a selector for an option, or while in a menu. Some blood effects that I believe was used as a border on both sides of your screen, as the file is labeled as Zombie Mode Z Edge. And finally, we have the logo for the game itself. It really sucks that this got scrapped. This would have been such a cool addition to the game. I'm sure the zombie model we got in multiplayer, along with his sounds, was reused from this game mode. The final textures are from another cut minigame. This one was some sort of space game, and there's not much really known about it. The leftover textures don't really tell us much about it either. Next up, we're going to be talking about the cut vehicles. I want to start the vehicles off with a weird one. This truck seen in the background of this screenshot is never seen anywhere in the final game. What do you guys think this vehicle is? To me, it kind of looks like a small mail truck, although it's speculated that this is an early Mr. Tasty truck. What do you guys think? All the motorcycles that were added to the Lost and Damned DLC were actually in the files of the PC version before the DLC was even released. Not much is really different about the designs, but I still think these are pretty cool. So we have the Hexer, the Lycan, the Nightblade, the Daemon, the Revenant, the Angel, the Diabolus, and of course, the Wolfsbane. The big jets that fly around seem to be very basic in earlier builds. As you can see, it basically lacks all detail and textures. The Annihilator helicopter was changed up a bit too. It didn't seem to have its iconic yellow stripe yet. The back doors were also closed, and it seems it had another logo by the rotors that was later removed. In this early screenshot, you can see a Noose version of the Boxville. I have no idea why this was cut, as I've always felt like the cop vehicles needed more variety. In the Higgins Hello Tours commercial, you can spot an early version of the bus, which was originally named Coach, just like the bus from GTA 3. This Dashhound style of bus was later added back to GTA 5. There's handling data left over for a vehicle called Andromeda, which is actually the big plane you could pilot in GTA San Andreas. Maybe there was plans for the big carrier jets to be flyable, like in GTA 5's story mode. There's handling data left over for everyone's favorite waterplane, the Dodo. There's also handling data left over for the OG King of Destruction, the Rhino. Once again, only handling data remains, but there were plans to add a brand new car to the GTA universe in the Battle of Gay Tony DLC, and it was called the Robin. There's sadly no other information about this vehicle. There's police radio chatter for the Majestic, which is a car scene in San Andreas. However, this was most likely replaced by the Faction, as both cars are very similar in appearance.
Majestic.
And finally, there's more police chatter mentioning the Previon, which was another car scene in San Andreas.
Previon.
And that leads me into our next topic, the cut sounds and voice lines. Let's start with the voice lines, and our main man, Niko Bellic. So, these first ones were meant for a cut game mechanic where you could buy drugs off various sellers around the streets.
Come on, hook me up. Don't mess about. Hook me up. You look like you've got what I need. Quick, sort me out. Can you sort me out? Sort me out. You gonna hook me up, pal? You, sort me out, quick. Come on, I'm not a cop. Quick, let's do this. Quick, come on. No fucking around.
And obviously, we have voice lines for the drug dealers you would interact with.
Hey, you wanna get fucked up? Hey, I got some nice blow, man. Hey, I got some top-grade heroin. Want some? Hey, you wanna smoke some meth?
Papa, this stuff will fuck you up. This is some crazy shit right here. This shit will send you into outer space. Yo, you looking to get fucked up?
It seems playing video games with your friends was cut very late in development, as almost all characters you can hang out with have voice lines for this activity. My favorites are Brucey's and Roman's, but let's get into Niko's first.
Wanna forget the real world and do some gaming? Let's hang out and do some gaming. Sorry, Brucey, I'm not in the gaming mood. Not now, Brucey. I want to stay in the real world for the time being. Shit, Brucey, I'm not in the mood for games no more. Rain check? You wanna play some video games? I'm bored. You wanna play some video games? I've got some spare time. You wanna play video games for a while? I ain't up to too much. You wanna play video games for a bit? Dwayne, I'm sorry. Something has come up. I ain't going to be able to make that video game session. You want to do some gaming? How about we play some video games? I think we should do some gaming. I'd like to game. You want to join me? I cannot do the gaming now, Roman. I must be doing other stuff. Okay, man, we do some gaming. I'll come get you in next hour. Sure, we do gaming. I will come to get you in the next hour. Roman, you'll need to play a single-player game. I cannot hang out. I think I just got the high score. There you go. High score. Oh, man. I'm not so good at this. Well, no high score. I'm pretty good at this. Let's play the game, then. You think you're going to win, huh? You think you're a gamer, do you?
Here's Dwayne's gaming voice lines.
Not again, man. We only just play. I'm bored of video games for now, man. It's all you want to do. Another time. I'm trying to get my life together and shit, and all you ever want to do is fucking video games? Another time, Niko, another time. Yeah, I always love games. Stop by the house. I'll be here for an hour. Hey, Niko, you got time to play some video games, man? Hey, son, it's me. Listen, you want to play video games sometime?
I warn you, man. I always had the gift when it come to video games. Just to be clear, I'm good at these games, man. Always was. Video games? I ain't think we was doing this just now. Whatever, I'm down. You quitting already? We hardly played. I love that shit. I could get lost in one of them games. Games always make me forget, man. I love that shit. Just the game don't mean nothing in the real world. You should stick to stealing cars and shit, not playing these games. Niko, how much you play this thing? Boot this shit up.
Brucey's gaming voice lines.
High score? You gotta be kidding me! How the fuck did you get so lucky? I think that must be a bug. This is shit. Who made this crappy game anyway? This game was made by dorks, man. This game is for dorks, bro. This game is crap, bro. Let's be real for a minute. This game is shit.
Can't do gaming right now, MB. I'm about to juice, and I'll be too hyper, bro. Sorry, man. I need to work on my abs, my lats, delts, not my thumb muscles, stupid. Gaming? Sorry, MB. I've got a hot model chick lined up, baby. Another time. Ah, shit, Niko. You're a gaming addict, man. Give it some time before we hit that shit again, alright? Sorry, NB. I can't sit in front of a screen again so soon, stupid. Another time. Gaming, yeah, let's rock this joint, NB. Pick me up in the next 60. Woo, video games. I'm in, NB. Grab me the next hour. Sure, I'll do some gaming, NB. Just don't tell anybody. I'll wait for you at my crib for an hour, alright? Games, games. Prepare to get your ass kicked because I'm in, bro. I'll wait for you for an hour. How about we do some gaming? Want to play some video games, bro? And B, if you're anything like Roman, you want to do some gaming with me. How about it, bro?
Dude, I've got ADD. Can we do something else? What are you, 12? Can't we do something else? You're an addict, man. Let's take a break. Love this. I just wish the game had more tits. This is fun. All this game needs is bitches. This game is incredible. This game is crazy. Crazy, man. That must be a bug. How did that happen?
And finally, Roman's gaming voice lines.
I love this game. I don't know what kind of freaks made this game, but I love them all. This game is the bomb, man. Oh, well, we both always knew you sucked. Unlucky, dickhead. You're not very good at that. Stick to shooting people, cousin. Unlucky, cousin. Not the game for you. Well played. You always were good with a joystick. Okay, bitch, time to get schooled. You think you can beat me at video games? This is rubbish. I've had enough of this. What is wrong with this game? This game was made by idiots. Oh, what kind of idiots would make a game like this? This game was made by sick weirdos. It's shit.
Let's play some video games, man. You want we should go play video games together? Nico, you want to play some video games? They are much better than ones you are used to back home.
Nico, I have been warming up my thumbs in anticipation of this. Let's game. Nico, you are an active man. You are no match for me in the field of computer games.
I cannot play video games now, Nico. Must concentrate on games where money can be won, okay? Gaming, is a good idea, but I would rather screw hot bitches. Sorry, Nico. Mallory don't like it when I game so much. Maybe in a while. Cousin, I cannot game with you the whole time. I go blind or something. Perhaps in a bit. You are obsessive at this gaming. Maybe I game with you in a bit. Nico, I will gladly kick your ass at the gaming. Pick me up in next hour. Great, Nico. A gaming session with my cousin is just what I need. See you in the next hour, yes?
This is some really dull shit. This game is fucking boring.
For some reason, this sound file is only found on the Xbox 360 version, and it seems to be a placeholder voice line for DJ Laszlo.
This is Laszlo with the traffic update. We are in complete gridlock all over town due to a power failure in Chinatown. It is expected that delays will last as long as 14 years. That's the traffic update for now.
If you didn't know, all forms of police were originally supposed to draw their batons, rather than just pulling out their pistols immediately. Here's some voice lines from each cop NPC.
You keep this up, you're gonna lose those looks, buddy. Yeah, LCPD. Standing issue, boy. You in trouble.
You want to meet my friend here? This next bit is gonna hurt, my friend.
You left me no choice but to use this. I'm prepared to use this. This is for real now. Meet the silencer.
You asked for it, and now you're gonna get it. Let's get it on.
Okay, relax. You think you can get out of this?
I'm gonna smack the living shit out of you. I'll slap the taste out of your mouth. I'm gonna tear you up. I call this baby Saul.
I'm gonna brain you with this. Don't make me use my nightstick on your head. You ready for some bruises? Let's go, punk.
Let's see how many orifices this can fit into. I'm gonna jam this up your ass.
There were originally a few more places you can get food from, rather than always going to Burger Shot or Cluck and Bill. These voice lines all relate to a fast food place called Fanny Crabs, which is actually a play on the name Fatty Crabs, which is a real-life restaurant in New York City. However, it's now been closed since 2016.
Thanks for helping us make food fast. Bye. Come gorge again. Hi. Hungry for some Fanny Crabs? Fanny Crabs, can I help you?
Hi there. Welcome to Fanny Crabs. Hello. Welcome to Fanny Crabs. What can I get you?
Hey, welcome to Fanny Crabs. Hey, thanks for getting some Fanny Crabs. Hey, come on back to Fanny Crabs, you hear? Can I get you some Fanny Crabs?
Don't forget to bite me again. Thanks for biting today. Hi, ready to bite some Fanny Crabs? Hi, the taste of fish leads to Fanny Crabs.
These voice lines are from another fast food chain called Ping, and this company dealt with serving microwaved food.
Hello. Welcome to Ping, where we eat it and you eat it. What do you want?
Hope you enjoyed your microwave food. Come back again. How about some Ping food fast? Welcome to Ping, dog.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ping! You're done! Thanks for pinging me. LOL. Ready for some super nuke food? Welcome to Ping. What can I nuke today?
Please come back. I'm so lonely. Bye. Thanks for pinging me. Welcome to Ping, the fastest sandwich. Hi. Can I ping you?
Hi. Welcome to Ping. We eat it, you eat it.
While it is a store in-game, none of the locations are accessible. Of course, I'm talking about Pizza Stack, and these lines suggest you were once able to access these locations, no problem.
Pizza Stack, where everything has extra cheese. Can I help you? Hey, thanks for coming to Pizza Stack. Pizza Stack. Can I get you a meat lover? We appreciate you stopping by Pizza Stack.
Thanks for stacking at Pizza Stack. Get ready to be stacked to fill. See you later. Would you like a meat lover surprise?
Hi. Care to try the 3-inch pie of death? Welcome to Pizza Stack. Eat my pie.
Hi. Pizza Stack. What do you want?
These lines here are from the Rockstar Cafe workers.
Rockstar Cafe. Holla back now. Hey, thanks for coming to Rockstar Cafe. Rockstar Cafe,
what up? Welcome to Rockstar Cafe.
Thanks for coming by the Rockstar Cafe. Come again and bring more money. Welcome to Rockstar Cafe, Congress's favorite. Rockstar Cafe. We're out of coffee.
Hi, welcome to the Rockstar Cafe.
It seems the plans to have ice cream vendors was another idea that got cut late in development, as there's quite a lot of files left over for ice cream, like animations, and even a model. But here's the voice lines first.
Won't melt until you finish, guaranteed. Don't miss out. Ice cream. Make her melt with ice cream. Not everybody's on a diet, motherfuckers. Frozen sugar milk water for sale. Like to lick? Ice cream. Girls like it when you lick. Ice cream. Get your ice cream. Delicious, nutritious ice cream. Coldest ice cream in the city. Smell that vanilla? How can you resist? Whatever the weather, it's ice cream time.
And now we have the sound effects, and there's only 4 that go unused. These first ones are sound effects for when shooting the silenced pistol. This next sound effect was used as a placeholder for the melee impact sound. The third sound effect is an impact sound for the nightstick. And lastly, for the sound stuff, is this male cheering. This may have been planned to be used in the Ballad of Gay Tony when doing the Fight Club minigames. Let's now talk about the changes done to Liberty City itself. But first, we actually have 2 unused test maps. The first test map is called CJ Test, and you may automatically think of CJ from San Andreas, as did I, but the CJ here is referring to Campbell John Dick, or CJ Dick, which is one of the game's prop artists. That actually makes total sense given what's actually here on the test map. And by the way, CJ Dick, that is a great name. The second test map is called Anim Viewer, which is short for Animation Viewer, and you can probably guess what this was used for just by its name. This was obviously an area to test the various main animations. Main animations meaning the ones you see the most, like climbing, walking, running, and jumping. There's also a few colorful lights that spawn in this map at night, as a small lighting test. Both of these maps are located way up in the sky, and they can only be reached by mods. I'll have the link in the description for the mod if you want to check it out for yourself. Okay, onto Liberty City itself. This is their earliest draft of the map. You can see the developers wanted to include many parts of New York, like the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and you can even see New Jersey to the side. It's always interesting to see early drafts of maps because you'd never truly know what the developers had planned. Here you can see some earlier versions of Happiness Island. Nothing really crazy changed, it just looks like secondary details were changed up here, like the trees and certain walkways. Finally, here's an early version of Liberty City. You can see a lot of changes here compared to the final game. The biggest example is the airport. It originally looked a lot bigger, with technically 4 runways instead of 2. Almost every dock is missing, Happiness Island is non-existent, and Middle Park is basically non-existent as well. I guess the Sultan RS wasn't in the game yet, as where it spawns in the final game doesn't seem to exist yet. And this whole section over here, I'm not really sure what it was going to be, but it was probably going to be a forestry area. Well, I think it's about time to talk about the unused models. First up, we have the model for the Rockstar Cafe employee. Buses were supposed to be seen driving around the city, and this model would have been for the bus driver. Pizza Stack doesn't have any stores you can enter, as I mentioned earlier, therefore this worker goes unused. We have a bunch of models used for testing, and most of these can be seen in the animation viewer map I showed off just a few minutes ago. We have a model of a fishing rod, and this apparently was supposed to be used as a minigame of sorts. I don't know if you were able to go fishing with your friends, or if it was just a solo activity. Imagine Roman always calling you up to go fishing, I think that'd be really funny. Nico, cousin, let's go fishing. Strangely, a pool cue can be partially used as a weapon, but it lacks attack animations. It does have a HUD icon, but for whatever reason, the game seems to ignore it, even when modding it into your inventory. You can see this much better here. This pool cue was technically added in the Lost and Damned DLC, but with a few changes done to it. This model here is labeled as a test tunnel, and yeah, that checks out. These 7 models are all labeled as dummy models, so these obviously had no real use besides just taking up space. This model is labeled as Seabed Test, and surprisingly, it's actually used in-game as the actual sea floor. I'm assuming this is because you can't normally see the sea floor clearly, so they just decided to reuse the test model. There's a strange untextured, unused grenade model in the files labeled as Grenade Prop. This is either just a mistake by the developers, or Rockstar was planning on using this grenade somewhere as an ornamental piece. This pylon looking thing was supposed to be placed over various manholes around Liberty City. Not much else is known about this though, like for example where it would have appeared or even how it would have appeared. Yusuf has an unused cutscene model with a unique shirt on, and I'm pretty sure this version of him is never seen anywhere. Finally, we have a model of an ice cream cone that was supposed to be used as another option for regaining your health. Which actually leads me into our next topic, animations. Well, we've heard the voice lines and we've seen the model, so let's take a look at the ice cream animations. So this first one is just standing while holding the ice cream. The second one is standing and eating the ice cream. And the last one is for when you finish it. I really wonder why Rockstar decided to cut this. It's obvious that a lot of work went into it, and it would have felt more suitable to have ice cream vendors on various piers in Liberty City, rather than always being hot dogs or burgers. Remember the cut Nico voice lines for buying drugs I showed earlier? Well, Nico also has animations for buying drugs off an NPC character, although it's pretty basic. A lot more work went into the dealers themselves, and they have a few more animations than Nico. They have 3 different idle animations, and obviously one for selling a drug. The workers near the docks at the start of the game were supposed to be actively picking up planks and moving them to a location. This can actually be seen briefly in the introduction cinematic. Only this holding animation is left over though. These final 3 animations are all left over from GTA San Andreas, and they all relate to eating and ordering food. So this first one is the serving animation. This next one is for when you pay. And this last one is the iconic puking animation after eating too much. It seems the developers either just used these as placeholders, or they actually had plans to bring back the old food selection menu from GTA San Andreas. Still to this day, I have no idea why they scrapped the whole physical system. You know, when eating too much would make your player model fat, or when running around a lot would burn off fat. That was such a cool game mechanic, and I really hope they bring that back for GTA 6. Well, as we come to the end of the video, it's time for the various oddities I found throughout the game. Barbershops were once planned to be in the final game at some point, but it was scrapped. You can see the barbershop in a few different trailers for the game when it was in its prime. The barbershop buildings are technically still in the game, however, they're just scenery. They have no interiors or functionality anymore. The Fight Club minigame that was added to the Battle of Gay Tony DLC may have originally been in the Lost and Damned DLC, as these texturings still exist in the game's files. This is the only picture I could find of this mode being in the Lost and Damned. Also in the Lost and Damned DLC, there's more leftover texturings that indicate you were able to do some sort of skate park minigame. It definitely wouldn't have been a traditional skate park, as at the bottom it says you broke the bike, so no skateboards here. In this picture, which is from an earlier point in development, you can see in the background that the cubed 3D arcade machine was originally a Go-Go Space Monkey machine. This texture is also from an earlier point in development. You can tell by the debug text at the top left of the screen. However, if you haven't noticed it yet, at the bottom left, you can see an early minimap design, and I believe this square one was the earliest design made for the map. The clothing store Binko was supposed to make an appearance in GTA 4 as well, but it was sadly changed to the Russian clothing shop instead. If you're curious, this texture was supposed to be used as a billboard advertisement. It seems Rockstar wanted to make each diner location a full interior, like the one you see down the street of your first safe house, because NPCs still spawn inside the other diner locations. You obviously can't buy anything from the waitress, but it's still very interesting they even spawn here to begin with. Despite being in trailers, artwork, and even in screenshots, these fingerless black gloves were never made available to the player. However, with a trainer, you can easily equip them. I have no idea why Rockstar decided to cut these, as they were literally seen everywhere. Like, most of Nico's artwork featured these gloves. At the Libertine building, you can find an interesting modeling error. It just seems like the developers didn't make the light model long enough to fit the gap, as there's a small hole near the doors. There's a single line of code that references snow in the ambient.dat file, and this would have been super cool to see. I'm a huge fan of snowy weather, so that personally would have been a great addition to the weather system. I hope we can have some snow in GTA 6, but judging where the game takes place, that's highly unlikely. If you go through the Empire State Building and fly through this side of the building at a decently fast pace, you should actually go right through the wall, and now you're able to fly under the map. I remember doing this so much back in the day, and blowing my friends' minds I never saw this glitch before. Even after all these years, this still isn't patched. There's another glitch you can do to fall through the map, and they're both located in this area. This first one is just before the highway cutoff, and all you need to do is run into the wall here. You should glitch into it. Then, just keep running side to side, and you'll eventually fall right through. The second one is much harder, and it's right after the highway cutoff. You basically need to run under this lip and keep run jumping into the sloped part. It's very hard, but you'll eventually get stuck. Once you do, just wiggle around and you'll eventually be pushed under the map. There's also a very odd glitch where if you spam the crouch button while holding down the shoot button, you'll shoot much faster than intended. This works with any non-automatic gun that has more than one bullet in the mag. So no, this sadly doesn't work for the RPG. The shotgun though is the most fun. It just decimates things. There's another strange glitch at the Get a Life building. If you land on top of the building and walk off the edge while aiming for the E, you'll actually hit the E at a weird height which locks you into this animation. In this state, you're completely immune to fall damage. This can be done in a few other places, but this is the easiest and most well-known spot. And finally, you can't make a GTA 4 oddity list without mentioning the swing set of death. One of the most iconic and well-known glitches of all time. I'm sure you know a lot about the swing set already, but I'll try and add a few facts that you may not know. This glitch works the best with bigger, higher-up vehicles. You can also only do this glitch facing backwards in single player due to the windshield cannon mechanic, which is disabled in multiplayer, so you can go front first. You can also do player launches, but you'll usually not go that far, or if you do, you'll usually die. And finally, the reason that this happens, I believe it's nothing more than a misplaced asset. It seems like the swing set's model is placed slightly too far into the ground, creating pressure when the model collides with the ground. Then, obviously pushing another model into it, like a car, creates the force that pushes you out at various distances. If you know about the deployable cover glitch in Halo, it's pretty much the same thing. And that's all I have for Grand Theft Auto 4. It was so much fun going back and looking over the new stuff that was found in GTA. I actually did a video on this literally 8 years ago, but the production quality on that video was just awful, so I feel like it needed some proper love. Don't worry, I'm definitely going to be doing more GTAs in the future, as a lot of them have so much cut content that isn't entirely well known. I also had way too much fun recording that swing set glitch part. I actually forgot I was recording a few times. Anywho, if you have a suggestion for the next What Was Cut episode, please feel free to comment down below. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.